so many must-see videos. It's crazy. You know, this is another video that exposes the indecent falsity in the arguments of, you know, the opposition views, you know, the opposition views argument. Anyway, so I got a bunch of shirts that help me expose that indecent falsity. It's here, you know, fighting for honor. And I don't know if you can read it. It says, "Fight for honor and all that is right." I love that one, okay? I'm sure you can appreciate why. You know, I'm the top martial artist. I deserve to have my face on a t-shirt, you feel me? Good looking picture too, if I may say so myself. Here's a picture when I was in my 20s with a hoodie, holding a blunt. I don't know if I didn't put the blunt in there, you know. And you see the covertly drugging, right? It's exposed the gang stalkings t-shirt. You know, this is a more recent t-shirt from either the end of last year or January this year, you know, which is the same month I'm making this video. And you can see the top martial artist trophy. You can't really see all the Horus trophies, statues. And on top you see, you know, you can kind of make out my statues on top there. I mean, not really. And then you can see the Akinga and so on. Okay, and it says, "I'm Heru, the top martial artist." What was it saying? "I'm Heru, the top martial artist. And you're a bunch of bitches that are covertly drugging me." And then you see the gas, the picture of that gas I use a lot, and the covert drugging in the middle on top, you know, that I use a lot. I like it. And then this last picture, this last t-shirt I want to show you, I believe I used this in a video as well. I've used all these, you know, except for maybe this one. It's a picture of a Juku during the Nigerian Civil War with mostly Igbos and other Biafrans. And it says, "Christian Igbos fought and died for what is right against a genocidal government." You feel me? You understand me? I stay loyal to my soil. You understand me? Here and abroad. And that's how I do, though, you know. Real man, you know, real one. Fight for honor and all this, right? I love these t-shirts so much that I'm just going to use them for my videos. And you know, I'm not going to wash them until I really have to, because it's going to fuck it up. You know, I did my Gaddafi one. I washed it. It came out blue on the white. So I'm going to get the most out of these. And then I'm going to wash them and wear them as old t-shirts that, you know, are reminiscent of my video days if I lived that long. So anyway, let me first bring you to something. Okay, a lot of you will say, well, you know, it is not socially normative for a black man to yell about retribution against the government. He must be mentally ill. Well, here, this is titled "The Second Most Influential Black Man in the World Speaks Out," full interview. And this is Louis Farrakhan.
A lot of people that like what he is doing. Political correctness has its place. But for me, as a student, in my expression, although sometimes in passion, I lose it. The Quran teaches persecution is worse than slaughter.
Yes,
then
sir.
it says, retaliation is prescribed in matters of the slain.
Ooh, you preach it, man. Preach it.
Retaliation is a prescription from God.
From God!
To calm the breath of those whose children have been slain.
My son.
So if the federal government
Come on.
will not intercede in our affairs, then we must rise up and kill those who kill us. Stop them and kill them and let them feel the pain of death that we are feeling.
Amen, brother. And Farrakhan quotes the Bible, not just the Quran. He said that persecution is worse than slaughter. And I have definitively proven that I am being persecuted for my political views because they recognize on some level my great capacity or potential to get people to see it my way, since they were not able to disprove my claim that I am the top martial artist in this land. He said persecution is worse than slaughter. Standing ovations
And
standing ovations. Not a single person said, somebody call a fucking pig to take him to, a shrink. No, not a single person. The second most influential black man in the world, according to the most famous conspiracy theorist, perhaps. But that's irregardless, If the government does not intercede, and that's what's going on with gang stalking, they're persecuting me. The government is not doing a fucking thing about it, even though I am under their radar. They know who I am. They know what I'm talking about. They know what's going on. They do not intervene. And persecution is worse than slaughter. How many people follow Farrakhan? How many people are members of the Nation of Islam? How many people agree with him? Now I say this especially to my white brothers. Is he wrong? If your child was killed by the oppressors and you were not given justice, is the Quran wrong? Is Farrakhan wrong? And even if he is, should we then drug people who believe to see things the way he does and say it's not socially normative in a world with 1.2 or 1.4 billion Muslims who read the same Quran and follow it devoutly? Oh, I tell you, if I were to call out different groups of gang stalkers and say, I'm gonna blank, 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 it wouldn't be because I'm crazy. It wouldn't necessarily be for my religious convictions. It would be from the same higher logic that inspired Muhammad and that is seen in the Quran. So let's discuss this, shall we? A woman witnessed a government employee get in a car with a government license plate, made videos from, I've made videos from outpatients where there was a shrink's office in the same residential treatment facility, aka the La Selva house, as we stayed. And I still saw things the same. Okay, and I'll get to why I'm saying this in a second. So how is going back to the psych ward helping me? How is it going to help me? I've been there several times, to put it lightly. Going back is not going to help me. It's going to damage my brain more, cause me to pay over $1,000 out of pocket. That's a deductible after the insurance pays their part. It's going to piss me off and bring my oppressors to possibly have a violent clash with me that could cost my life or theirs to get me to the psych ward. And while I'm there could be other violent clashes. So how is that helping me when it's already established that in all of my life, I'm in my mid-30s, in my entire life, they have never once got me to see it their way, no matter what drugs I've been on, no matter how long I've been on those drugs, no matter what institution they had me in. So how is that helping me? Oh, we're just trying to get you help. So you're risking people getting killed? You're risking adding me to the 500,000+ people in Western countries alone that die from psychiatric medications? And you're helping me? When historically this has never helped me, not even for a moment, but you're trying to get me help? That is absurd. And that is the best argument they could possibly make. The truth is very simple. It is a control mechanism. They are unscrupulous scum, and they are trying to control me. And if it kills me, all the better in their eyes, in their minds. Subjective pseudoscience. Unconstitutional and illegal for them to provoke me, to get me to a place that even when one is acting up, they should not be sent logically. Because of what I just went over, 500,000 of deaths. What the fuck is this shit? Hello? Hello? Fun. I'm not interested. And that's what they do too. This telemarketing. They do things that people are gonna, and they probably figured I was gonna add that to my video as well. I'm gonna leave that alone, but we'll say potentially it's the harassment on the phone as well. And you'll hear other targeted individuals talk about this. So where was I? Countless cases of permanent and cognitive and neurological damage in the people it has not proven to have killed. So the people who take these drugs that haven't been killed by them on record, probably off, but we're not going to get into that. There's countless cases of cognitive and neurological impairment. We know this because there's long-term effects. You know, some people get diabetes. Some people have long-term loss of coordination, long-term changes in their speech pattern, as you have seen with me. I have some of these effects. In fact, I have a certain amount of neurological impairment from psychiatric medications, but they're trying to help me with something that they have tried for over 2 decades and has never, not even for one moment, helped me. But they're trying to get me help, and that is the best argument they could make. Anyway, Annabelle refuses to admit this is an organized effort to sabotage me. Most likely, this means that she must be on their side, because she couldn't possibly be that stupid. I've talked to her about the evidence and sent her links many, many times. While she admitted that she was told to provoke me to get me involuntarily admitted to the psych ward to gain my trust. Okay, so the last thing I want to touch on is there's, you know, these people, obviously when they look at this, they're going to be forced to say, well, it wasn't the government doing this. Okay, that's the angle they're going to take. They're going to try to, you know, minimize the damage, you know, damage control. So then who's left taking the blame? And this is the beauty of this. This is the beauty. This is why it's victory. You know, I have a major victory here, because if it's not the government, who is it? Well, then they're going to blame the atheists, right? You know, the unstoppable atheists, Omni Eris, and the 2 other atheists in his videos. You know, and he was gay. You know, so it's the gays, atheists. The feminist atheists who re-uploaded the, you know, Unstoppable Atheist video. Okay, and then there's the atheistic Satanists in my interview. So who are you going to blame? They're going to blame the greater atheist movement, and in that you find feminist, gays, and Satanists. Those are 4 groups on my list of spiritual bottom feeders. So not only does it bring the blame to the people behind the government. Okay, just, you know, just Google another, you know, high-level CIA. Elites are Satanists. Okay, not only does it bring the blame to the same philosophies, the people who see things the same way as the elite, by their actions. They behave in a way as if there is no God and no divine punishment. These are atheist people, like Stalin and Mao. So not only does it bring the blame to the people, the philosophies behind the government, you know, maybe I can't prove it's the government, but I can certainly prove it's the philosophies that drive the government, right? And there are 4 groups of people on my list. Okay? And if you think carefully, you know, it's more like 5, because the worst criminals, you know, they're satanic scum, right? I mean, logic alone will tell you my list is absolutely correct. But what I have proven is that 4 of the groups on my list are involved. And the only 2 that, you know, you might say are in question is number 2, the worst criminals, and the last one on the list, the racists. But of course, this is part of eugenics. So when you do the math, of course it involves the worst criminals. Of course it involves eugenics. So anybody with basic insight, minimal intuition, will, and up, will tell you that I have proven that it is the government and the spiritual bottom feeders. Those in complete denial that need every single thing to be proven must know that I've proven that it is 4 groups. Maybe I haven't proven it's the government. Maybe it's people who are in these groups who just happen to work for the government, helping them out. But I certainly have proven that it's the people who see the same things, see things the same way as the people behind the government. Just like Trump came out and said, he said, these people on the stage, right? Some of them I've paid for before. That's how this works. Yes, I have kicked their fucking ass. All their think tanks, all their Ivy League bitches, I have conquered them. Now do you start to see what I mean by they could not disprove my key points? They could not beat me at debate, and they could not beat me because I am the top martial artist. Fighting for honor, fight for honor and all that is right. And in case you pussies forgot, what does this shirt say, people? What does it say? It says, I'm Heru, the top martial artist, and you're a bunch of bitches that are covertly drugging me, and I'll leave it at that.